My brain can't find the present moment. You think you're here, right now, in this exact moment, don't you? Well, you're wrong. By the time the sound of my voice reaches your ears and gets processed by your brain, the moment I spoke is already gone. It's a ghost. Your entire conscious life is lived on a time delay, just a fraction of a second behind actual reality. The now that feels so solid and real is just a very, very convincing replay. This might sound like a sci-fi movie, but it's not a thought experiment. It's how your brain is wired to work every single second of every single day. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this built-in delay and show you why your reality is the most brilliant illusion ever created. Section 1. The brain as a film editor. The basic idea is simple, but it will fundamentally change how you see everything. You aren't a live camera streaming the world directly into your consciousness. You're more like a film editor, sitting in a dark room, working with footage that has already been shot. Think about it. Your brain is locked inside a dark, silent box, your skull. The only way it knows what's happening in the outside world is through your senses. But those signals, sight, sound, touch, they don't arrive instantly. They have to travel. And more importantly, they have to be processed. Light, for instance, travels way faster than sound. When you watch fireworks from a distance, you see the explosion first, and then, a second later, you hear the boom. Your brain gets that. But what happens when things are much closer and much faster? Does your brain just let you live in a world where you see a glass fall and shatter before you hear the smash? Number. It does something much smarter. It performs a little trick. Inside your head, your brain doesn't hold back the faster signal. Instead, it creates a small window of time, collects all the related sensory data, the sight, the sound, and then syncs them up into one single coherent event, a glass smashing. It creates a unified story from messy, out-of-sync information. To do that, it has to live in the past. Section 2. The 80-millisecond ghost. Neuroscientists have actually measured this delay. For your vision, the time it takes for light to hit your retina, travel to your brain, and be processed into something you consciously see is about 80 to 100 milliseconds. That sounds ridiculously fast, but in the world of biology, it's an eternity. By the time you're aware of something happening, it's already over. It's become a memory. The present moment you think you're living in is actually a ghost of the very recent past. This is a concept called post-diction, where your perception of an event is shaped by information that shows up after it happened. Your brain is constantly working backwards. It gathers a little buffer of data and then figures out the most likely story of what just took place. Researchers at Caltech showed this perfectly with an illusion called the illusory rabbit. In the experiment, you hear 3 quick beeps. With the first beep, a flash appears on the left side of a screen. With the third beep, a flash appears on the right. There's no flash for the middle beep. But what do people report seeing? 3 flashes. Their brain invents a flash in the middle to go with the second beep, assuming it must have missed it. But here's the truly wild part. The brain uses the data from the third and final flash to decide where to place the second, totally imaginary flash. It literally travels back in its own processing time to build a reality that makes sense. Your present is being edited using information that hasn't even been fully processed yet. Section 3. The 15-second average. But the editing process goes even deeper, and frankly, this is where it gets really weird. Researchers discovered something called the continuity field. And the idea is that instead of constantly updating your visual world in real time, your brain averages what you see over a period of up to 15 seconds. Our visual world is chaotic. Light levels change, our eyes dart around, things get blocked from view for a split second. If your brain showed you that raw, unprocessed feed, reality would look like a jittery, unstable, hallucinatory mess. So to keep you sane, your brain smooths it all out. It basically concludes, okay, that coffee cup has looked pretty much the same for the last few seconds, so I'm just going to merge all that into one stable, continuous object. This is what creates the seamless world we all experience. But it comes with a trade-off. Because your brain is constantly averaging your perception with the recent past, you are functionally blind to subtle changes happening in real time. This is why you can fail to notice a major change in a picture if it happens gradually. A phenomenon called change blindness. Your brain is choosing a stable story over a perfectly accurate one. The world you're looking at right now isn't the world as it is this instant, but an averaged out, smoothed over version of the last 15 seconds. So let's just pause here for a second. Your brain isn't a window. It's a storytelling machine that bends time, creates illusions, and averages the past just to give you a stable present. It's a wild concept, and if you appreciate content that messes with your perception of reality like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We are just getting started. Section 4. Your feelings change the clock. Now, this time delay isn't just some fixed mechanical process. It's flexible. Your own feelings and focus can literally stretch and compress your perception of time, thanks to neural circuits involving the neurotransmitter dopamine. You've felt this. In a moment of pure terror, like a near miss in a car, time seems to slow to a crawl. On the flip side, when you're bored out of your mind, an hour can feel like an eternity. That's not just a feeling, it's a measurable shift. A surge of dopamine tied to new or emotional events makes time seem to pass more slowly, letting your brain capture more detail. It's why your first time visiting a new city feels like it lasts forever in your memory, while a routine week of work just vanishes. And the opposite is true. When you're doing something repetitive, your brain goes on autopilot. It doesn't need to burn as much energy processing the familiar, so your perception of that time compresses. This is why the days can feel long, but the years feel short, especially as we get older. You're not losing time. Your brain is just getting better at editing out the boring parts. To make up for this lag, your brain has another trick. It's a master predictor. When you see a baseball flying towards you, your brain doesn't use the 80-millisecond-old data to tell you where it is. It instantly calculates the ball's trajectory and predicts its future position, allowing you to move your hand to where the ball will be. Pro athletes aren't reacting to where the ball was. They are acting on where their brain predicts it's going to be. Your brain creates the feeling of real time by living slightly in the future to make up for being stuck in the past. Section 5. So, what is now? After hearing all this, it's easy to feel a little disconnected. If my now is just a delayed, edited, and averaged out illusion, is anything even real? This is where we need a small but profound shift in perspective. While neuroscience shows us our perception is a reconstruction of the past, psychology and mindfulness traditions point out that our experience can only ever happen in one moment, right now. Even when you're lost in a memory or anxious about the future, the actual act of remembering or worrying is happening now. You are never not in the present. The challenge isn't to find the present moment. It's to notice that you've been in it all along. The feeling of being stuck anywhere but here is itself an illusion created by a thinking mind. This is what mindfulness is all about. Training your attention to focus on the raw sensory data of this moment. The feeling of your breath, the sounds in the room, before your brain packages it all into a big story. It's about experiencing the raw footage instead of getting lost in the edited film. This doesn't contradict the science, it complements it. The brain's delay is a biological fact. The eternal now is an experiential one. And realizing that your perception is a construct doesn't have to be weird or unsettling. In fact, it can be incredibly liberating. Conclusion. Your brain's inability to see the true, instantaneous present isn't a bug. It's a feature. It's an unbelievably sophisticated survival mechanism that turns a chaotic, fragmented, out-of-sync flood of data into a coherent, stable reality that you can actually use. The illusion is the point. Your brain sacrifices perfect to the nanosecond accuracy for a world that is stable and functional. So the next time you have a moment, try a little experiment. Look at something happening far away and try to feel that tiny delay between what you see and what you hear. Take a second to appreciate the incredible post-production work your brain is doing just for you. The fact that you experience a seamless present isn't a given. It's a masterpiece of neural engineering, performed every single moment of your life. The world you see isn't the world as it is. It's the world as it's useful for you to see it. And recognizing that is to see, for the first time, the true genius of your own mind. It's not just perceiving reality, it's creating it. If this video changed how you think about your own mind, subscribe for more deep dives into the science of reality. Thanks for watching.